Well, I upped my Carbon C60 intake quite a bit, and I thought I was taking quite a bit of it before. I started taking it around December 18th, 2017. Um, what's today? January 23rd. So it's a week and a month, right? A month and a week, roughly. Um, from what I could tell, I really can't tell nothing. Okay, what has convinced me to take a lot more of it was the results I had on two cats. One was Gold Digger, the cat that came over here on October 7th, 2017. She was in bad shape. Her fur was falling out. She had these scabs on her skin, red spots on her skin. The vet gave her a shot back in October for antibiotic. I didn't see what it really did for her, though. And it really wasn't going away. When I started giving her the Carbon C60, the avocado type from Purple Power, um, she healed up really quick. That was in late December. She just totally healed up. And my other cat, Boots, he was outside. He must have gotten a tangle with somebody. I don't know what it was. I don't think it was another cat. I think the cat almost died. He was really hurt bad. And he healed up really, really fast with the Carbon C60. I never saw a cat heal up that quick. So that's what convinced me there's something to it. I've seen the testimonies about reverse aging, and the rat study where they got 93% more longevity. We got to remember it was a toxicity study. They were loading the rats down with a lot of C60. So I'm figuring about the equivalent dosage for a human for what the rat was getting was probably about 100 milliliters of it. In other words, I think there's 400 milligrams of C60 in a whole liter. So you're talking like 4 milligrams in, or maybe it's 400 milliliters, 400 milligrams in a half a liter. I don't know what it is. I think it's 80. I think there's 80 milligrams of C60 in 100 milliliters. So you'd have to take like 24 100 milliliter shots of this stuff to equal to what the rat study is. Now, I'm sure I'm showing Nancy Sinatra, not that I'm a fan of hers or nothing, but I could tell you, I'm bringing this up with the movie star here, whatever the hell her name is, because I think if this gets out and it really does work, and I don't know if it works, that's the thing. This could be all BS. I mean, the fact that I saw great results on my cats doesn't mean there's this longevity. I heard about the longevity in rats. Longevity in rats doesn't equate to longevity in humans. They found ways to make earthworms live 5 times longer without using C60, okay? I mean, it doesn't mean they found a way to make humans live 5 times longer. It doesn't equate. 93% longer with a rat may not be 93% longer with a human. And of course, I'm in my 60s, so it's not like I'm starting this junk when I'm like 15 years old. And they started this, I think they started giving this to the rats when they're like 1 or 2 years old, like in young adulthood or something. But the other side of it is, if it makes you live 10, 15 years longer without having health problems, that's a biggie too, you know. Now, some people have been posting that it's been reverse aging. I saw a couple testimonies, but you know, testimonies are testimonies. It could be BS. You don't know what the hell's going on here. But the other side of it is, I suspect it's legit. It's a suspicion, so I'm trying it out. Well, I think, you know, I guess it's risky too. Everything's risk. You know, when you're the first person to really, one of the first people to try this stuff out in higher doses, you don't know. You really don't know, man. I don't know. Now, I can tell you, I'm doing a lot of other stuff besides Carbon C60. Not vodka or anything like that. I'm taking 25,000. I was taking 30,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. I dropped that down to 25,000, maybe a little more than that. Well, 25,000 supplementation, right? I'm taking 15,000 international units of vitamin D. I was taking higher than that with 5,000 mcg of vitamin K2. I'm taking about good 400 mcg of selenium. I'm taking zinc, well, I take Nature's Way Alive. I even take a larger dose than the 3 pills a day. I take a good dose of iodine, magnesium, astragalus root, a lot of stuff, okay? So, and I'm also using the Parazapper with the positive offset, which I suspect is electronically flooding your body with, like electrons. In other words, it works against the bad stuff and it helps improve the energy of the body. I did check out on another electronic device that was Thunderbolt body tester that the Parazapper did give me very good chi energy in my body. It's like it was good. I mean, it's fine, you know. But this is now I'm adding the Carbon C60. Now, honestly, I really can't tell, but it's too early. It's only been a little over a month, and I really started upping the dose up about 2.5 weeks ago when I started seeing the results on the cats. I wasn't going to take that much of it, and I says, so I ordered more of it. I plan to take about a liter of it. I don't like using the word liter. 1.1 quarts of it a month, and that's going to add up to some money. I don't know what it's going to do. It's going to give me one brown eye and one blue eye. I got blue eyes or hazel eyes, whatever they want to call them right now. I don't know what it's going to do, man. No idea. And it's kind of difficult for me to tell what it would do anyway, because even though I'm in my 60s, I really don't have wrinkles. Very little. I mean, I have wrinkles like somebody in their early 30s, maybe, that doesn't even have that many wrinkles. My hair's not thinning. I don't have bald spots in my head or anything. I got gray hair, but I don't know if that's going to go away. I mean, if that goes away, I'll say, yeah, it works. So the other side of it is I have light brown or like almost dirty blonde hair. So if my gray hair goes away, it starts to go away. I'm not going to notice it right away because my natural hair color is a light color. It's not like I had black hair and dark brown hair. You're going to notice it. Hey, look at these black hair and brown hair turning dark brown. And, you know, I'll notice it right. I'm not going to notice it that easy. So I don't know how this is going to work out. But I just ordered more of it. I'm trying to get it low price. I'm trying a good and cheap place. There's another place, C60oliveoil.com or something from Texas. I tried that place. I ordered from them a few times. They're quicker to get it to me. Good and cheap takes a while. I don't know. Some people say it's fake. They say the stuff's fake. Most people said it was good. I don't know. But what I think is, say it works. Let's just make this assumption. It works. Say it in higher doses, it reverse ages people. I know they came out with the thing with the rats, and they said I know the rat studies, they showed where they try to toxify the rats with chemicals that kill their liver. And the one group of rats that didn't have the C60 died, and one group that had the C60, nothing happened to them. They tried to kill rats they give them toxic levels of radiation. The one group with rats that had the C60 and they had toxic levels of radiation, lethal doses of radiation, they didn't die. The ones that didn't have the C60, they died. You know, so obviously, I don't think anybody knows what this stuff does exactly. I don't think it's just an antioxidant. I don't know what the hell it is, to tell you the truth. I also ordered some shungite powder in bulk with maca powder and all this other junk. Probably put a video on that later. I don't know. I mean, tell you the truth, they got so much stuff out there, I think, that's hidden. You know, it's interesting, too. I mean, they already know how to clone dogs and cats, right? Pets, you can go to spend $100,000, go to South Korea and have your pet cloned. To me, that's telling you, if they can clone something, they can also probably extend life. In other words, whatever they do to make the cloning happen, they can make your body rebuild tissue. You know, for sometime in the future, they might take, an extinct mammal, prehistoric mammal like Godzilla over here, and recreate it from some cells they found frozen in the permafrost in Antarctica or something. You know, I mean, I don't think the government tells you all the stuff that's going on. Now, I got a suspicion, though, that this stuff is going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm kind of like taking a risk doing this, but it's an educated hunch. And I think what applies to rats is applying to us. Maybe not as extreme, but then the other side of it is, say the rats got 24 more doses of this stuff and they didn't stop giving them the heavy doses, would they have lived to be, instead of 5-6 years, have lived to be 8-9 years? In other words, that would be the equivalent of somebody living to be like 250, 300 years old. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows how this junk works. But I started figuring, if it does work like that, it's not going to take too long for the word to get out. And the price is going to go right through the roof, and it's going to be totally unaffordable, because there's only one place in the world this junk comes from. One place in Russia. So, I'm loading up on this stuff. It might be a waste of money. It might be not a waste of money. I don't know. But, you know, just like Santa Claus over here making his own weed bowl or something. I don't smoke weed or anything, or eat the stuff or anything. But it's sort of like I'm doing an experiment. We'll see what happens. It could be a bunch of snake oil. But then again, I'm not sure it's snake oil, because other things in the past that weren't snake oil are hidden right out there. Well, it's known. You can look it up. Like, for instance, the George's Lakowski multi-wave oscillator. The thing that brings in energies in and around us and concentrates it on the body. Now, to build a real one, you're probably going to have to hire an engineer to make the damn thing. It's not. I don't think they sell. I've never seen any one of them sold that are exactly to the original George's Lakowski multi-wave oscillator specifications that he did with his patent in 1939. But it actually reversed age people. It didn't just knock out diseases. It made the body so strong that, like, people would be partially bald, their hair would come back in, graying would go away, wrinkles would go away, ailments would go away. They showed it to work on plants, animals, and humans. Where is it today? I don't know. I think Vladimir Putin has one of them. You ever see that guy? He looks younger today than he did back in the year 2000 when he first got elected. The guy looks like the ageless leader of the world, Vladimir Putin. I think he's taken a shungite, Carbon C60, and he's got a Lakowski multi-wave oscillator. And he can keep as busy as he wants, and he's never going to age. The guy's going to be around forever. But, you know, stranger things have happened in the past. But, you know, people don't... It's amazing what people gravitate to. It's garbage, you know. You know, a story comes out. Wife stabs husband with a squirrel. Oh, everybody jumps on his story. It's like... This is what aggravates me with millennials, for instance, for crying out loud. I mean, you know, it's not just millennials, it's Generation X, it's the boomer generation, and it's the traditional generation. They're all into this garbage that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't help anything with you in any material way. But boy, they seem to gravitate to something when it's heavily advertised. And a lot of stuff that's not heavily advertised is garbage. There's a lot of stuff that's out there in the alternative media is total garbage. I know that the George's Lakowski multi-wave oscillator is 110% legit. Not cheap to get. And one thing that you used to buy that was cheaper that the everyday man or woman can afford was the violet ray, which they labeled a quack device in 1952, but they still use it for cosmetic purposes to get rid of wrinkles. You know, obviously it works. It does, you know, heal the skin to get rid of wrinkles and stuff. In other words, it can heal the body too. More powerful versions of it. That was your cheaper version of your George's Lakowski multi-wave oscillator. But you know, you don't see anybody buying that stuff today. Why? It's not advertised. They don't care. But then you got a mishmash of a lot of stuff that's out in the alternative world that's total garbage. You know, or maybe it's not garbage totally, but it's exaggerated. Or it's, you know, an example would be the magnetic pulsar. You know, the magnetic pulsar can be great for pain management. It can be great for stroke recovery. They use it on dogs and with to have a stroke. They can give them a recovery where they can use their legs and get stuff. They use it sometimes in the medical world, not in the United States, but in other foreign countries for stroke recovery. It stimulates the nerves, but it doesn't do all the things that they claim it can do. Like knock out all the microbes in the world and all this kind of garbage. But a lot of things out there are total snake oil. Total snake oil, and they're being sold as, does everything. Now, Carbon C60 supposedly is hundreds of thousands of times more powerful than vitamin C and vitamin E. But then on the flip side of it, you're not getting a lot of it. Like, in other words, in a 100 milliliter extra virgin bottle of olive oil, where its Carbon C60 is suspended in 100 milliliters, I think it's 80 milligrams of Carbon C60 in that 100 milliliters. That's not a lot when you're thinking about, you can get a vitamin pill with vitamin C in it and have 1,000 milligrams, right? Like nothing, right? But then if it's hundreds of thousands of times more powerful than vitamin C, you might take that, 80 milligrams times 100,000, maybe that's like 800,000 or 1.6 million milligrams of vitamin C. I don't know. I don't think it's just an antioxidant, though, and I don't think anybody really knows how it works. But I started taking a lot of it. I got my new bottle in. I've been downing it. I got it in Saturday. Got a lot more. I've been taking a lot more of it. Took a lot more of it today. I ordered some more. I got another liter on the two half-liter doses, 2 half-liter orders on the way still. And we're going to find out. But, say for instance, I see some crazy results that, I know it worked. It absolutely did this. But, it's not going to happen in 3 months. It's going to take 6 months, maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. But I think there's other people doing what I'm doing because of that rat study. And when the word starts getting out, I think the price is going to go up 100-fold. But then again, maybe there's a flip side to this stuff where it's not good. I don't know. No freaking idea. But I'm curious. So I'm going for it, man. I'm going for it. I got to tell you one thing, man. If it was legit, everybody in Hollywood and everybody with big bucks, they would be drinking this junk left and right. I remember there was people like way back that were taking human growth hormone left and right. Now, I know that junk isn't too good to take. And they were taking, I tell you, was taking a lot of vitamins and stuff, and I think that actually has slowed down the clock on me quite a bit, but I don't know what this Carbon C60 is going to do. But it's not exactly an antioxidant. It seems to, an antioxidant doesn't really make you go backwards in age. Like they found with these rats, some of the older rats that were getting like less mental function, they were getting like their senile Alzheimer's rats, they were giving them the C60 and their mental function went right back to being real young, like they're vibrant and stuff. So, but when I'm reading these testimonies, I'm not really, I read so many testimonies on so many different things that I don't necessarily believe all the garbage. I think it's semi-true, but I freaked out when I saw the results on my 2 cats. And then I start looking up what happened to other people with cats and dogs. Like somebody had a dog, and the dog was having a problem jumping up on the bed. It was getting older. And they gave it, inside of a day, the dog was jumping up on the bed after they gave it to C60. I mean, but honestly, I can't tell. I mean, I really don't know what the hell it's doing to me. I can't. I've been taking it. I started taking it December 18th. So it's a month and, a week, right? And I started taking lots of it probably 2.5 weeks ago, when I saw the cats start getting really better a lot faster. But honestly, I don't know what the hell it's doing. I can't tell. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, the one thing I felt where I had a lot more energy real quick over one thing real fast. Well, it was a couple things actually. One thing was activated charcoal. Every time I took activated charcoal, it woke me up. It felt, I guess that's because it's taking toxins out of the body. That stuff's dirt cheap too. And I don't think that's unsafe or anything either. You know what I mean? As you don't do it every single day. That woke me up. The other thing that woke me up and gave me more energy was when I took a lot of kelp, because it had iodine in it. And I noticed all of a sudden I was able to withstand the cold weather much, much better. But then I found out the iodine, which I probably was short on, it was probably the one nutrient I didn't take enough of, has a lot to do with your metabolism. So my metabolism got better, right? Great. But taking Carbon C60, I don't know. I don't know, maybe it is doing something, maybe not, but I can't tell anything really out of the blue, like for sure. But then I got to give it time. I'm going to probably it might take 6 months, it might take a year, it might take a year and a half. But my thing is, and this is risky. This is risky, honestly, because they're telling you to take less than half a teaspoon every other day or something. I'm like drinking like a couple ounces of shots of this stuff all at once, like practically every day sometimes, and I don't know if that's smart to do. I don't know, man. But you know what it is? I'm really curious if the crap works. I'm really curious, man. It's pretty freaking wild. So we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, but I can't tell you right now. I'm not going to sit here and BS you and say that Carbon C60 made me feel like I got gobs more energy. No, I can't really. Like I told you, just activated charcoal made me feel like I had more energy. Iodine. Also, when I used the Parazapper, like freaking, I don't know, 14 to 16 hours a day, the zapper and wearing it, that gave me more power. But I confirmed that with the Thunderbolt body tester, and it showed I had very good chi energy. But I don't think a lot. But you know what? That thing is like it's kind of a nuisance to use it that many hours. I'm wearing it right now, as a matter of fact. It's kind of a nuisance to wear it that many hours a day. It's not that big of a deal, but because it's portable. But it's not. But it's cheap. In other words, I'm using rechargeable batteries. I already got a bunch of power zappers, so it doesn't cost me nothing to use that thing. But I don't know if that's going to work like reverse aging or something. I don't know what it's going to do. I think it does. Well, I don't know what it does. I don't know. I think it does give you more body power somehow. But I also read this one guy. He was saying it on a testimony. I forgot where I saw this. He was an older guy. He had like all his chest hair and stuff was all gray, and he says 95% of it came back to dark color, right? And he also said one of the hairs in his eyebrow grew real long. There was one hair just grew real long as his pinky. Because I was thinking that's kind of weird that you let the hair grow that long anyway. But he could be full of it. I don't know. He also said he had less balding, and his beard was not gray anymore. But he was taking a slew of it, and that was over, I think, almost a year. But then again, that's a testimony. I mean, I read testimonies once in a while, but that doesn't mean nothing. I read testimonies about things that cured Ebola and cancer, and they're BS. I mean, sometimes people putting stuff out there that's garbage, I mean, but, what I said was when I saw my cats get so much, improve so much, I figured, well, maybe there's something to it, The other side of it is, though, I mean, maybe it'll prevent something from happening to me. I don't know. I don't know. If it works against toxins so bad, I mean, so good, like really bad toxins when they try to kill a rat with liver toxicity or they try to kill rats with radiation, and when they gave them the carbon C60, nothing happened to them. I'm figuring, well, can't be that bad. And you remember that the rat study that showed the rats living 93% longer on average, that was a toxicity study. It wasn't a longevity study. They just found out they were trying to kill the rats with big doses of this stuff, see if it was toxic or something, or see if the rats, or maybe they weren't trying to kill them, maybe they were trying to see if it would hurt them, and they lived twice as long almost. So I'm suspecting when people are taking a half a teaspoon of this stuff every once in a while, it's not going to do that much. It's going to help, but maybe it's not going to do that much. Now, some people are posting that they're taking a half a teaspoon of this C60, Carbon C60 once in a while, and maybe you could say maybe the stuff I'm getting is no good. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting, I don't think it is. I mean, they're telling me it's good. I don't really know what's in it. I mean, as far as I know, it could be plain olive oil too. You don't know what the hell you're getting. I mean, I don't like the FDA, and I don't like the government sticking its nose in vitamins and supplements. But, I remember when the FDA checked the vitamins and minerals and supplements and stuff in Walmart, Walgreens, and Target, and even GNC, they found a lot of fake stuff out there. But then, that wasn't somebody that sells this stuff for their whole livelihood, In other words, like if you go to Swanson Vitamins or Puritan Pride for vitamins, if they sold some fake stuff, they'd be out of business. That's their whole business. Walmart, that's a side business. It's a little tiny niche of what the hell they sell. So, and I don't think they did it on purpose. I just think that their Chinese suppliers ripped them off, and they didn't realize, they got the switcheroo from the sample to the real stuff later, the real orders later on. But, still, I got no way of knowing how much Carbon C60 is in the stuff I'm getting. No way of knowing. And I'm not going to spend the money on, I'm not going to buy the stuff that's astronomically priced, because I suspect that the stuff where I'm getting it from is still good. I think it's called C60 oliveoil.com, and another one's Good and Cheap C60. That's where I'm getting it from, I got it from Purple Power, but I thought they were too much. They're ridiculous. And, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's a long-range study, so. And I tell you right now, taking this stuff over a month, I don't know what the hell it's doing. I can't tell. I mean, I've been taking it 5 weeks. Some people tell me, they're jumping up and down, and like they got all this energy. Even one day, they're they did this, and they're doing cartwheels. I can't tell anything. I can't tell nothing. I've been taking it over 5 weeks already, a month and a week. A lot more than these other people have, and I don't really know what it's doing. Maybe it's because I don't really have nothing really wrong with me. Maybe I got pretty good energy. I already said I felt like I had more energy from taking the iodine and doing a Parazap for a lot of hours, and I'm still doing that. So I don't feel bad anyway. So maybe if I don't feel bad and I don't feel like anything's wrong with me, I really got nothing to go against, The only thing I can really tell is if, I got gray hair, but, if the gray hair goes away, like I said, it's going to be kind of hard to tell that right away because, I don't think it's going to go away inside of like 5 months even. And when it does go away, it does, to go to like a light brown hair or like almost like a dirty blonde hair color, I don't have like dark brown hair or nothing, or black hair, you're not going to see it coming in that easy, my hair is sort of like, the natural color was blonde, light brown, and brown mixed together. It was like all mixed. And like if I went out in the sun, the top part of my head would get like a blonde crap in it, My hair was like a light brown. It was almost halfway blonde a little bit. That was my hair color. when it was totally natural, So if it comes back in, I mean, to go from gray to that, I mean, it's not, it's going to look like, if you're seeing it halfway come in, you're going to have some light brown mixed with gray. It's not going to be so obvious. If you had black hair, dark brown hair, you're going to see it right away. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I don't really have any wrinkles to speak of, so I'm not going to be able to tell that. But that's partly because I've been taking a lot of vitamins a long time. So, but then I start thinking, say this junk really works. I want to get, well, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll find a way to, maybe if it really works, maybe they'll find a way to manufacture it. Maybe there is a way to manufacture it. I don't know. As far as I know, there's only one place in Russia where this junk comes from. And I got a bag of shungite raw powder, whatever the hell you want to call it. We'll see. But it's going to be pretty cool if I go back to, say, like 20-something years old. I mean, literally, in every respect. And, I'm going to say, screw it, man. Well, I'm going to say, good, I was right. I don't know. I mean, to me, that sounds a little bit too off the wall. This Carbon C60 sounds like it's stronger than a Lakowski multi-wave oscillator. And, that's another thing, too. I don't know if anybody ever, that Lakowski multi-wave oscillator, the patent was September 1st, 1939. They were doing some work with it in the 30s, plants and animals and people. And the guy that developed it, who got the idea from Tesla, he got run over by a limousine in New York and killed in a hospital when they took him to the hospital. They put a lid on the device after that. Big suspicion right there, right? So it was only out a few years, and then you had World War II, and the place where it was being manufactured was in Paris. The company was Colisa, right? Taken over by the Nazis. And they found a few of them just recently in Italy. But has anybody taken a Georges Lakowski multi-wave oscillator and used it every day? Like they're sitting in a chair using it for an hour a day, every single day, for years and years and years on end? Who the hell knows what that would do? Would that make you stay like you're 22 years old your entire all the time and never age? I don't know. I mean, that's how I look at that thing too. I might get one of those later on. I might. There's a place in New Zealand that sells them, I think. Pretty good one, but it's not like the real one, but it's fairly close. Might get one of those later on, I'm not sure. But I look at these type of things as more important than anything else. It's amazing how people pursue some of the most nonsensical garbage, like this female here, I don't know, whatever this movie star is. I mean, she probably spend more money on a dress than she would some other crap, that would prolong her life. Or vitamins or something, Booze, cigarettes, and all this other garbage, right? That's how people are. I don't smoke, I don't drink, none of that garbage, But then there's doctors. Doctors will kill you, so you got to watch them. All those doctors. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's going to take a while, though. But I ordered a bunch of this junk. I got some on hand. I've been taking a lot of it. So far, nothing. 5 weeks, nothing. I mean, I could have bought something with that money, you know what I mean? Instead of whatever. But then, I don't know. In other words, if you're going to try it, you're going to freaking experiment with it, you might as well go all out and do it right. And if you don't do it right, you do it half-assed, and you do a little bit, and you say it don't work, well, you never did it right in the first place. That's the whole problem, right? So, I'm actually taking the higher doses of this stuff. I plan to take at least a liter of the stuff a month. So, you figure 2.4 liters is probably about the equivalent of what the rats got with the 24 doses for a human. So, what did I take so far? I'd say 700 and... I'd say 1.8 1.3 or 1.4 liters. And, you know, I really don't, like I said, it's going to be very difficult because it's not like there's another person of me that's exactly the same that's going to be existing somewhere else that's not taking this and we can compare ourselves later. It's not going to be like that. So, but if it turns out by next year or year and a half or 2 years from now, I don't have any gray hair and I look a lot younger, and I don't look old in the first place, but say I look really, really young, I'm going to say it works. But by that time, I think the word's going to be out, and I'm not sure if the supply is going to be around. But then again, the whole thing could be exaggerations. You can't take a rat study and, you know, assume that what happened with the rats is going to be exactly what happens with the humans. And maybe it's going to help the humans, but the more complex the organism is, it's like the more it takes to, you know, affect change. Like I said earlier on in this video, they already know how to make earthworms live 5 times longer. I mean, you know, if they can make a human live 5 times longer, live 400 or 500 years, yeah, great. But, you know, that's not the same. That's not the same. We're far more complex. But I don't think it's going to hurt, you know. But then again, I'm hearing this garbage about how it could be possibly harmful and all this garbage. Whatever. I don't think it's as harmful as a lot of stuff they're spraying in our atmosphere or what they're putting in the water, like fluoride, you know. So, it's not as harmful as drinking booze, right? I don't drink or nothing. It's not as harmful as probably drinking Diet Coke, for crying out loud, right? So, I mean, that's one way to look at it, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to take a long, long time. And honestly, nothing. I can't tell a damn thing. I mean, I took hundreds of dollars of this stuff already in 5 weeks. I can't tell nothing. Not yet. Not yet. But that doesn't mean it's not working. We shall see.